Hey everyone, welcome back to Ragtag Stacking. Today's video, I want to talk a little bit about junk silver. And the first thing that I want to talk about is the name, because there are a lot of people that do not like the name junk silver associated with this. But you know, that's just something that I heard when I first got started stacking, and that's what I go with because I heard constitutional silver after I had heard junk. And I wasn't quite sure what it was, but then you know, after watching more and learning a little bit more about it, I realized that junk and constitutional were the same thing. And like I said, it is an issue for some people. They really don't like it being referred to as junk silver. They just call it constitutional. I kind of flip between the two. I'll call it either because I'm really not thinking about it while I'm saying it. So sometimes junk will slip out, sometimes constitutional. You know, other people just call it 90% if they're strictly stacking American, because there are different percentages if you are stacking different types of junk silver, circulated silver. Now for me, I primarily stack two types of junk silver, which is the Canadian and the US. So you know, I have a couple of quarters here. People give me a hard time for putting these in the same tube. I just don't have enough of each to warrant getting a separate tube for both. But you know, here's some Canadian and American junk silver. You can see a 1964 Washington quarter here, and then this is just a Canadian. Yeah, this is a 64 Canadian as well. So it's two from 64, but this one here is 90%, and this one here is 80% silver. And for both the Canadian and the American, it was right around the same time where they stopped including silver in the coins. It was pre-1965, so anything 1964 or below for American was had the silver content of the 90%, and for Canada it's pre-68. So all 1967 and below, it's tough because it's not all 80%. There are some that is 50%. Also, if you go a little bit more earlier, they have pre-1920. They have sterling silver, so it's 92.5%. So there are different percentages with the Canadian junk silver, but you know, the majority of the stuff you're going to come across, or at least the majority of the stuff that I stack, is that 80% silver. But if I can get my hands on some of the sterling silver, I will definitely pick that up as well. Now the dollars are a bit different. Let's go with a Morgan here. The dollars are a bit different when you're talking about American and Canadian, because with the Canadian silver dollars, it's kind of just like the dimes, the quarters, the half dollars. Actually, the best price I see on eBay is for the silver dollars when I'm looking for Canadian junk, because the premiums are a little bit higher on the dimes and the quarters. You tend to find a better price with half dollars and the full dollar, silver dollar for Canada. But in the States, these Morgans carry a very hefty premium on them, and they're not like picking up, you know, some half dollars and quarters like some of the Kennedys down there. I have some Franklins up there. That's what I primarily stack with American. And that's one of the reasons why people like to stack junk, is because of that lower premium. So they stick with the stuff that, you know, so they go with the junk silver that has that lower premium, like the half dollars and the quarters and the dimes. Dimes seem to be a little bit better with premiums down in the States, but like I said, up in Canada, both American and Canadian dimes are quite expensive. But yeah, the Morgans, they seem to be more of like a semi-numismatic thing, because I cannot find one for a decent price at all. Like anytime I see a Morgan, it's always well over what you're going to be paying for like an American Silver Eagle. So there are some people that do like picking these up, but again, it's for different reasons. It's not because it's the lowest price. But as I said, it's different with the Canadian silver dollars, because these carry the lowest premium that you'll see on the Canadian silver, the junk silver, that is. And another thing that this is good for is for the SHTF situations, and for people that consider themselves prepper stackers. They do like collecting the junk and constitutional silver, just because it is they will look at it as something that can be used in a barter system if a bartering system comes back into popular use. This is what I consider fractional silver. I mean, you can buy fractional bullion, like a quarter ounce and half ounce silver, just like you can do with gold, but the premiums on it are a lot more expensive when you go for the fractional bullion, whereas this, it is fractional because you can get it in different sizes. Same amount of silver, 90%, but in different sizes. So it's good because, you know, if you're bartering for something smaller, you won't need to dig into some of your bigger pieces. is because you don't have, you know, that fractional to get exactly what they need. Say you just need something with the equivalent value of, you know, a couple of quarters, and all you have is 10-ounce bars. So either you're going to be wasting that 10-ounce bar to be picking up some more stuff from the person just to get the equivalent value, or you're going to be breaking off that bar and weighing it out and trying to get it off, or there's just other situations where having the junk silver would make it so much easier and you wouldn't have to think about it. So you might need to take a little bit of time to, you know, educate some people that you're looking to barter with that what you have isn't 25 cents. You know, like it says there, it's a quarter. I mean, well, no, I'm stupid. It is a quarter. It is 25 cents. But what you're bartering with is the silver content of it, not the face value of it. And another thing you would be interested in is, you know, how to calculate it. That's another thing that a lot of people are a little bit confused on, because with the modern bullion, it's pretty easy to say, you know, this is 1 ounce because it says 1 troy ounce. But with some of this other stuff where it's 90%, 80%, they really don't know how much silver they have in it. So I'm going to show you this little calculator that I use on the computer, and it really helps out for calculating all that stuff. So this is what I use. I'll leave a link to it in the description. It's just called coinapps.com. And this is the on the American one. I'm just going to go up to here. You can see they have different calculators for nickel, copper, silver, gold, platinum. But the silver here, it says silver by weight, silver by coins, and you go over to coins, and then you can see they do have some Australian, Canadian, and US at the moment for coins that are on there. So unfortunately, any of the European, Mexican stuff, it doesn't have the option here to calculate that stuff. But it's very easy. It's, you know what I mean, just you got your, from dimes, even the 35% war nickels, down to even the bullion American Eagles. But, you know, Eisenhower peace dollars, all that stuff. And you can just type in whatever you want. $6 half. There you go. It gives you the weight in troy ounces, what the price is. You can even calculate in where if you'd like. You know, I don't do that, but it'll give you all of the options here. And for people that just want to know, if they just have a handful of stuff and you know, you just want to do it in your head, the rule of thumb is like $1.40 in face value of junk silver equals 1 troy ounce. And I'll show you what I mean. Franklin $half, 2 of them, so that's $1. And then going up to the mercury dimes, putting in 4 mercury dimes, and then you can see that the troy ounce there's 1.01 troy ounce. So if you have just a mixture of coins, I know, like if you have 3 $half, you won't be able to get it to 140. But if you mix and match and you can equal 140, then you know that little pile there is 1 troy ounce of silver. And this is on the Canadian side, same as the American, where you can just type in however many you want and you can figure it out. But with that 140 rule for Canadian, because it's 80% silver, not 90% silver, it's a little bit more. So if you have that little pile there and it equals $1.60, and just showing you here where the $half. Let's put it in 2 again, and then just going up to some dimes, putting in 6, you will see that the troy ounce there is 1.05. So if you want to calculate the little bit of junk silver you have in Canadian, remember it's $1.60 face value, and if you want to do that for your American, it's $1.40. But like I said, if you just have a whole bunch of, you know, one thing, let's say you have 700 $half, then you just type in 700 $half and get the exact troy ounce. Yes, this is a calculator that I use, and again, I will leave a link in the description if you would like to use it as well. Another thing that you have to consider with these is that there's a bit of wear that goes on to these coins, because they have been circulated, they've been in people's pockets, so that you know, there are some coins that have more wear on them than others. Like this tube here of where is it, 64 Kennedys. You can see it's right up to the brim with 20 coins. But then you get this tube of Walking Liberty $half, just a little bit below. You could probably fit another one in there, but they both have 20 in them. So you can see just right there, these are all from 1964, and the Walking Liberty dollars, or $half, they you know, they consist of, I'll put the years that they ran up here, and yeah, you can see just by being more circulated for a longer time that these coins do have a lot more wear on them, and enough so that you could probably fit another full $half into the tube and have 21 as opposed to 20. And when you're looking to buy this stuff, there's a few different ways where they will calculate a price with it. The most common way is just the times face value. You'll see something like an X20, X22, X23. It's going up a lot further because it's going up a lot higher because the prices are going. So that's basically just timesing the face value by whatever the number is, and then you'll see it. So if you see, say you're buying $3 face value, so you have, you know, 4 quarters and 4 half dollars, you can just times that by that number, and then you'll get what the price is. But also sometimes I've heard that they do it by weight. I've never purchased it through weight or anything like that, and it does seem like you know, the person selling will be losing a bit of money going that way, where they could just go by the times face value and, you know, pick up more, because it's a lot more worn out. And like I said right at the beginning, I primarily just have the American and Canadian. I do have a few of the Mexican circulated. I have a un peso and a 5 peso. One thing I really like about these ones on the back here is it gives you the silver percentage. You can see where is that 0.72. Gives you the grams on there, 18.055 grams, and it says what it is, the 5 peso. So I really like the look of this. That one is, as I said, 7.2%. All right, I just saw it. Yeah, right there. 0.72% silver, and this one is an un peso, and this, I believe it's Hidalgo on there. But there are a few other coins that I would like to get to. One that I have my eye on, I believe it's called Maria Theresa Thaler. It's an Austrian coin, I believe. It's huge, and it's got a really cool design on it. And there's another one, some Australian junk silver I see around sometimes. Not as much as the Canadian and the American. Those I see quite a bit. But I have seen some Australian ones floating around that I would like to pick up. And you know, just a random assortment of some circulated world silver. If I can get a random tube filled with just random world coins, that would be cool. It's not something I'd be looking to stack tubes and tubes of Australian silver. It's just something that, you know, I'd like to have on my stack because, you know, do have a YouTube video, and it would be nice to have a little bit more variety of junk silver that I can display. That's not just strictly the American and the Canadian stuff that I have. But yes, that's it for today's video. I'd like to hear from you guys in the comments if you guys do like to stack any junk silver, and what junk silver you do enjoy stacking, and whether or not you hate it when people call it junk and you prefer calling it constitutional. For me, I will call it both. I do know that in this video I probably said junk 95% of the time when I'm referring to the stuff, but occasionally I will call it constitutional as well. But yes, like I said, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you come back for the next one. Thank you.